Hi YouTube. Nice to need triple eight here again. So I missed a patch note a couple weeks ago. I should have covered this, but I just wanted to go through it real quick. It was around Valentine's Day. I guess I was preoccupied or something. But let's go scroll down through this patch notes and see what we got here. Some new event, charter course. Some kind of upgrades will be given based on your every few minutes. So basically a new type of event mode, like the other ones they've had, the monsters, the Thanksgiving feast thing, stuff like that. So I think I played it once or twice. It's hard to find in FFA, but I think you can play a team game mode and you can try it out if you want, if you're interested. Now these map rotations I'm not going to cover because they don't apply to FFA, so we'll skip through them. Some fixes. Download FFA maps not displayed. Okay, downvoted. Okay, interesting. So some little fixes here, nothing too important, but yeah, some minor issues fixed. Display issues. So first of all, real changes here. Scout cost has been reduced, and scout training time reduced. So this is for all civs. It looks like, including Malians, 15 to 14 seconds. Now, so this is supposed to be a professional scout nerf is what's happening here, but this seems like a buff to me. I'm not sure why. I guess maybe to offset the changes here. They made some changes to the scout, but I don't think this is going to affect FFA too much. You can still go professional scout. It just depends on which civ you have, how many deer are nearby. If you want to decide to do that, it's going to cost you 25 more wood though. So it can be it was already quite pricey, I would say. Now it's a little more, so you really have to it really has to make sense, right, to go professional scouts, but you can still do it in FFA. I think in 1v1 maybe it completely changes things, but not for FFA. It's still definitely viable, still good. Now some minor changes to bombard damage, cannon, culverin. These are just probably I don't know, just to balance them out more or between the different types. Like some of the French has the cannon. Some of the other civs, like I think HRE has the culverin, and then the bombard, of course, like Ottomans and other civs like that. But so this is interesting here. The Springald projectile now has a significantly larger hitbox. We're gonna have to test that out and try that. I haven't really been using the Springald much, so this might incentivize people to start using it more. So it'll hit more, melee units. If you're up against, a lot of melee heavy comp, a lot of infantry, the Springald might be much more viable now. Adjustable crossbar blast radius has been reduced, so that's the mango upgrade that you get late game that makes mangonels very, very powerful. Increases the radius and the damage, I think. But it's kind of weird because that upgrade is insanely expensive. I think it costs like maybe 1,000 gold and 1,000 wood or something. So it's already kind of expensive to get. So only if you're rolling in money would you even consider getting it. In the very, very late game, but it does make the mangonel much more stronger. So now it doesn't as much. So yeah, I mean it blast radius and the projectile scatter. I guess that means that it's going to be a smaller size, but the scatter is reduced. So maybe that means that it'll do more damage in a concentrated area. That's what I'm thinking. So that's kind of interesting. Okay, so spearmen get additional bonus damage for elephant. So yes, this was the elephant nerf we've been waiting for. The elephants. OP, the Delhi elephants finally got sorted by countered with spearmen now, as they should be. So that's great. That's good to see. Crossbow damage decreased slightly. They wanted to make crossbows are kind of overused right now, I think. So they kind of reduced their damage across the board. Elite army tactics has been nerfed 5%. The cost has been increased. So very interesting. The melee armor also has been removed and it's 15% health. So I think that's a huge nerf to Elite Army Tactics. That's interesting. I'm not sure why they did that, but maybe it's something for 1v1 or something like that. But so your infantry is going to be weaker now. That's going to just bring back, more cavalry meta type of stuff, I think, in FFA a little bit. It's still fine, I think, but, this is definitely a nerf. So, I guess having less melee armor means that they'll be more vulnerable to melee, but they'll also just be stronger across the board, so with more health. So we'll see how that impacts things. I don't know. Now to the civ specific changes, we've got So some bug fixes for Byzantine. I don't even know what this is. Cataphracts now use Byzantine. I don't know what shields Byzantines can have, but maybe that's something related to their landmark that gives them the buff. But I think that's movement speed and damage. I don't think it has anything to do with shield. So I really don't know what that means. There is an armor effect on the cisterns that gives your buildings armor, but I don't think that would be considered shield. So I really have no idea. Maybe if you guys know, please let me know in the comments what the heck they're talking about with shields. I would love to know what that means. But anyways, Delhi's Sultanate no longer gains three free scholars with first madrasa. Interesting. So Dome of Faith discount reduced, scholars now trained for 75 gold. Okay, so I mean, you're still gonna go with this landmark. I think it's not gonna change anything there. Incendiary arrows, biology. Okay, so basically they're bringing this upgrade the silk bowstrings to be more in line with the other ones. So these ones got a slight nerf to the train time for Delhi, and then this one got a larger nerf. I guess overall it's all nerfs across the board there for the university upgrades, but it's not a big deal. You got a lot of scholars. I think you're gonna be fine. But that will definitely impact the I guess the landmark will now kick in with your food buffs a little bit later, so that definitely is a nerf to Imperial Delhi, which I think is good for it's probably for the best. Rushing Imperial Delhi and FFA has always been kind of a little bit OP if you can get away with it, so it's nice to see that nerfed slightly at least. Now English gets a just a bug fix. This is an interesting one. I didn't know this was a thing, but the Wingard Ranger can see over Stealth Force apparently. Didn't know, but not anymore. So that's good to see that that's been fixed. So Japanese, a lot of changes here actually. They got a new bonus though. Barracks costs minus 50% wood. That means that I believe that means that everything costs 150 currently for every civ in the game, I believe, which is an interesting change to see that finally change for one civ only. But all production buildings have historically been 150 wood. So now that means that minus 50 to that is going to be 90 wood, maybe, I want to say. Maybe that's wrong. So it's not a half. It's 100% would be half cost, right? It would be 75. So 50% is like half of half. So I think that's well, I guess we could see we could pull into the game right here real quick. Pop it over here and see what's going on in the game. Now, I don't know if this is going to work with the stream. There we go. Okay. So let's see. Let's go to Japanese, take a look real quick. Just because I'm terrible at math, apparently, in my head. Here's a barracks. 75. Oh, it is 75. Okay. So my mistake, guys. Forget what I was saying earlier. It is 75 wood, which is amazing. I didn't realize it was so powerful. That seems pretty strong. I don't know why they did that exactly, but they did. So it is what it is. The fishing village has been changed. From a 40% to a 20% wood discount on fishing ships. So the boat, at least, it looks like, is going to cost a little more wood, which is probably for the best. The early Japanese fishing economy was a little bit too strong there, I think, with the boats being so cheap. But so now that's been nerfed slightly. Samurai training speed, they're coming out faster. And then this is, I believe, the wheelbarrow, their version of the wheelbarrow. So it goes faster now. That's interesting. And this one is the next level of it. So also buffed. Okay, so the first TC upgrade has been reduced in cost. Interesting. Yoroshiro. Okay, so dock and military production speed bonus. Okay, so they basically nerfed the Yoroshiro when you put it in the production buildings, and they also reduced the power of it in the in the food, wood, gold situation. So to me, this makes the in FFA, this makes the other landmark, the equality, the Buddhist free gold monk, even more incentivized, which I think it's already quite strong. I think it's a little underrated. Some people don't do it because it takes up a lot of supply and a lot of investment of gold and resources to get there. But there's a lot of things that I've seen are really powerful. I've seen Corvinus just destroy people with it. Basically, you can do infinite Wolos with the relics from there with all the monks, in your army, and they also buff your army if you get the upgrade. So Yeah, I think we're gonna see a lot more of that landmark coming out now. Less of the Yoroshiru, for sure. It's just so strong, you know. There are some downsides, of course. Like I mentioned, it takes a lot of cost and investment to get all those monks, and it takes supply. So you're gonna need kills to make it really effective. But I think if you just get like even just one relic, in the game, it can make it so much stronger if you carry that around with your army, and you just buff your units every time you're about to take an engagement. I believe it like buffs them like right as you press the Wolo as well, and not at the end of it. So you can really get a huge buff to your units just with carrying a relic around the map. All right, Malian's house health increase. That's nice to see. A little bit more defensive power for the pit mine and for the houses around it. Town center cost reduced, so you're going to get your second TC a little bit easier, which is nice. That's always been an expensive investment there, so a little bit more, still even a little bit more expensive than other civs, but because you get free gold, kind of, maybe it's fine. All right, so feudal Sofa warriors have been buffed, which is kind of nice to see. The cavalry for feudal was always pretty bad for Melian, so a little bit buff is good for sure. I don't know why they renamed the scalp, but the Musafati warrior has also been buffed, it looks like. Wow, okay. So, yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know if that needed a buff. I'm not sure why that was there. Maybe make it more comparable to the other unit you can get with Malian, the freeborn warrior now. Maybe that was just something that was needed there. I don't know why they did that, but I always felt their infantry was already pretty strong like game, so I'm not sure why they got a buff. They're increasing the generation by 1 of gold. They're really, I don't want to say, almost irrelevant, I would say. It's a very small buff, but nice to see it. Malians have always been kind of a mid-tier civ for me in FFA, so it's nice to see some buffs there. Mongols, just fixing some issues. Nothing really new here. And then Ottomans renaming the cavalry archer for some reason. Reduce the cost of it and the production time. Now, the military and technology building discount has been increased. Okay, that's nice. So Ottoman got a buff for their discount, so that's pretty good. Nice change to see. Ottomans needing a little bit of love there, I think, since they got nerfed a while back. They used to be the dominant civ in the game for a while, so they got really hard, nerfed pretty heavily. Now they're starting to come back with the Vizier Point rework has been nice, and now this also will help too. So let's see. Now we have the variant civs. We've got AU bids just fixing some issues. Adabags. Okay, it's just a skin issue. Nothing here. So there was a bug, I guess, with the Desert Raider. They fixed that. I didn't even know that was a thing. So I'm glad to see that they fixed it, because this unit's already pretty strong. You just spam this. If you have the gold, you just spam this unit only, and you basically have like a catch-all like army composition, right? It's kind of OP. I don't like that it's so powerful. So this slight nerf, to it, I guess is nice to see, but it probably needs. I don't want to say it's OP because it takes so much gold to get that army composition, so it only works on certain maps or with a bunch of relics where you have a lot of gold access. So it is what it is. I guess it's okay. It's just kind of annoying that they're a civ that spams a single unit, right? You don't want to see that really. It's kind of not something that's healthy for the game. Order the Dragon. Gilded Spearman. Okay, for self-defense, yep, goes in line with the other Spearman changes. And then just some other fix. So that's pretty much it, guys. No word on the DLC yet. I mean, we know there's 2 this year. And everything from the previous, announcement is there still. Nothing new. Actually, I'm kind of hoping they'll come out with something soon, because I think they said spring was going to be the first one. I'm hoping that we're going to get hopefully some new civs and whatever else they're going to do. We'll see. I have no idea what it's going to be about. I'm not one of the insiders, so you have to ask, the real pros who are in it with the devs, and they're not going to tell you because they're under NDAs. So, there you go, guys. That's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.